The Master's Mysteries. Tales of Magical Mastery. Episode 119. In the previous episode, we were discussing how Duke Tianjin found that Liu Fengyi's breakthrough speed exceeded his imagination. His gaze turned cold, and his killing intent instantly surged. Go to hell. Duke Tianjin, empty-handed, was already a destructive force, not to mention the extraordinary treasure in his hand. The sword, shining brightly, exuded a chilling aura, dazzling and intimidating. The sword, with a chilling aura, mercilessly slashed towards Liu Fengyi. The sharp sword key shot out like a thunderbolt on a clear day. Liu Fengyi knew the terror of this sword key and quickly lowered his head to dodge. The sword edge grazed over his head, causing Liu Fengyi's scalp to tingle. This move put him in a somewhat passive position. In a duel where the power gap was already significant, the situation now became even more unfavorable for Liu Fengyi. However, Liu Fengyi was burning with anger at this moment and didn't care about anything. Even if he had to risk his life, he was determined to kill Duke Tianjin. So he roared loudly, and his fist, accompanied by the sound of the wind, once again struck Duke Tianjin. Duke Tianjin knew the power of this punch was formidable. Blocking with his horizontal sword, a loud noise rang out between the two. Enough, bastard! But Duke Tianjin, with a favorable sword in hand, after blocking Liu Fengyi's attack, immediately swung the sword, forcing Liu Fengyi to retreat repeatedly. Kid, accept your fate. None of you can escape. After this round, the gap widened even further, probably. With just one more move, Liu Fengyi would be defeated under his sword. Fengyi the sword. We have won too. This angered the old Taoist on the side. What was he here for if not to help? Immediately realizing this, he took off the sword from his back, shouted, and threw it towards Liu Fengyi. As we mentioned before, the sword left by the old Taoist master is a divine weapon. For Liu Fengyi, it's truly a timely help. The ancient sword aura made Duke Tianjin's face turn serious. Go to hell, you bastard! Liu Fengyi, originally filled with hot blood, was continuously suppressed by Duke Tianjin. With the sword in his hand now, he couldn't remain calm. With a swing of the sword, Liu Fengyi and Duke Tianjin clashed. Now, the strength on both sides was balanced, and the sound of swords colliding echoed on the battlefield. Both individuals are formidable in strength, and with those divine weapons, their confrontation is truly earth-shattering. However, let's be brutally honest, Liu Fengyi's strength is simply no match for Duke Tianjin, especially when blood is surging. After a few rounds, he once again found himself in a losing situation. Everyone became anxious, especially Xiaobi, already on the verge of collapse. Seeing Liu Fengyi in a precarious situation made her spit out a mouthful of blood. As everyone knows, once weapons are involved, it's no longer a child's play. Each losing streak could lead to immediate death. Rest in peace. On the road to the underworld, you will have a companion. Duke Tianjin coldly walked towards Liu Fengyi. The sword in his hand once again swept horizontally, and it seemed like Liu Fengyi was about to meet his end. But at this moment, a powerful force quickly shot towards Duke Tianjin, forcing him to halt his actions. Duke Tianjin didn't take this attack lightly and intercepted the force with a flip of his palm. However, just as he blocked this force, a figure sprang from behind and ruthlessly punched Duke Tianjin in the back without hesitation. The attacker was Master Wan, the one who had lost all his internal energy and suffered severe internal injuries. Surprisingly, his punch caused Duke Tianjin to show an expression of intense pain. To save Liu Fengyi, both Master Wan and Labui acted simultaneously. Despite Duke Tianjin's formidable skills, their attacks failed to harm him. Instead, Duke Cyangin gathered his internal energy and sent both attackers flying. Already heavily injured, Leboi and Master Wand were dealt another blow, lying on the ground struggling but unable to get up. "Since you're so eager to be reincarnated, I'll grant your wish." Watching these helpless people, a cruel and bloodthirsty smile appeared on Duke Xianjin's face. "Don't get too cocky, go to hell." But at this moment, a loud shout came from behind. Luo Sheng arrived in the nick of time, and a sword descended from the sky. As mentioned earlier, Luo Sheng is Duke Xianjin's adopted son and Master Wand's disciple. His skills are undoubtedly impressive, and the power of this sword is terrifying. However, no matter how powerful the attack, its effectiveness depends on the opponent. In the face of Duke Xianjin, such an attack still seemed insignificant. "Killing your father is a heinous act, my son." In just one move, Luo Sheng was defeated. "Killing my father? My father was killed by you long ago. I will avenge the dead tribe." Intense anger propelled Luo Sheng to attack again. Although he was still not a match, he managed to hold his ground for a while. "Fengyi Master, you've grown up." At this moment, Leboi struggled to reach Liao Fengyi. "It's time for your master to lift the seal on you." With his right hand extended flat, a force suddenly shot towards Liao Fengyi. Absorb that terrifying power. As the power approached Liao Fengyi, it split into 3 streams, hitting the 3 major acupoints on his throat and shoulders. "Master, this." Liao Fengyi didn't understand why his master did this, but soon he felt as if these 3 points had been opened up, and a warm flow from the dantian flowed through these acupoints to his entire body. "Master, is that the upper 3 gods? The divine eye?" "Yes, although others may not understand, Master Wand's cultivation is extremely high," and he immediately saw the clues. As for Liao Fengyi, after the 3 acupoints were opened, a powerful force immediately filled his body. The strength was so strong that he almost couldn't control his own body. Just as he tried to stabilize his lower body with a horse stance, the ground beneath him shattered, and the powerful force burst out from under his feet. Leaving the shocked crowd on the cliff, let's turn our attention back to the cave below the rear mountain where the Liaodong 3 evils are. "Third brother, are we not going to the underworld?" "Don't scare people. The 3 of us were sent by the Black Fox sect to explore the cave. We've been walking in this pitch-black cavern for most of the day, and the more we walk, the more scared we become." Just as they were thinking about giving up and turning back, they found that the path in front of them was blocked by a stone wall. It seemed like they had reached the end of the cave. Now the 3 of them were motivated. They thought there might be some treasures at the end of the cave, but after searching for a while, they found nothing. The Liaodong 3 evils suddenly felt a bit disheartened. "Nonsense, we've wasted so much time for nothing. It seems the 3 of us are born with poor luck." After enduring countless hardships along the way, the 3 of them felt extremely disheartened as their efforts seemed to have been in vain. Although the 3rd brother felt some unwillingness, he didn't complain much. Instead, he vented his frustration by punching the stone wall in front of him fiercely. "I'm not reconciled. We worked so hard, showed excellence. We thought we could return home in glory, but we ended up with nothing. We'll be mocked when we return home." But at this moment, a turning point appeared. Whether the stone was too brittle or the 3rd brother had an innate strength, his punch unexpectedly shattered the stone wall in front of them. "I never expected I have innate strength." When the 3 looked at what was behind the broken wall, their eyes widened and their mouths opened as if they could fit a fist in. Behind the stone wall was a massive underground space. Although it lacked sunlight, it sparkled with brilliance, making it difficult for the 3 to open their eyes. The space was filled with gold and silver utensils, countless pearls, agate, gemstones, and luminous pearls. Could this be the treasure that the shaman was desperately searching for? The eyes of the Liaodong three evils lit up, challenging the notion that they were born with poor luck. After the initial shock, the three of them joyfully rushed towards the treasures with lively steps.